All right, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. It's been a little while since I've made a video. Um, I just want to talk not about the Royals today. I want to talk about Star Wars. Last night during the Monday Night Football game, we got the first real trailer, not a teaser trailer, for the upcoming Rise of Skywalker movie. And most of you that know me, and if you didn't, I'm going to tell you, I hated The Last Jedi. I didn't like it when I first saw it. I saw it a second time, and I wish I could have got my money back. I thought it was just an awful, awful, awful movie. We're not going to get into the details. I've already talked about my dislike of that movie, and I've moved on, and I will continue to move on and not trudge up the past as long as people don't call me names because I didn't like a movie. So just forewarning, I'm not a racist, I'm not a bigot, I'm not a sexist, I'm not a misogynist because I don't like a movie. So if you believe any of those things, then you can just turn this video off now and go hide in a hole somewhere because you're a moron. So one of the things about the Rise of Skywalker trailer is I was watching it, and I'm going to be honest with you, I wanted to not like it because I hated The Last Jedi so much, and I just don't know where this franchise is going to go. And I've been following some of the rumors online about what's going on with the movie, and some things don't seem very encouraging. I am going to go into this movie with an open mind, though. I am going to see it. And the trailer, it felt more like Star Wars to me than anything I had seen in a long time. Especially the second half of the trailer, the musical score that they use, especially in the second half of the trailer, man, sometimes the musical score really, really hits me, and this one did. It hit me right, as they say, right in the feels, It definitely did that, and some. And when that part of the trailer came, now there were some cheesy parts too, but when that came up, I was like, okay, maybe they can do something here. It seems like it's going to be a good, fun adventure. And I'm not breaking down the trailer frame by frame or anything, just kind of my reactions to it. I still don't understand what they're going to do, how this is going to work. If you recall, at the end of The Last Jedi, so I get turned around here. If you recall, at the end of The Last Jedi, there's basically like 15 people left in the Resistance. And Luke is dead. Rey is Superwoman. She can do anything. So I get parked here. Rey can do anything, and there's. I just didn't understand where they were going to go with it. And I think J.J. Abrams was frustrated too. He probably is put so much into the Rise of Skywalker that it's probably going to be so full of plot and exposition because I know they've said that they're not going to try to undo The Last Jedi, and that they're going to respect what Rian Johnson did. And I said a long time ago, I think they should undo what Rian Johnson did to a certain extent, but I think it's going to take more than one movie to do that. And with all the rumors that have come out recently about how there's like 75% of the movies being reshot in the final right now, and we're 2 months away from release, and that they're doing massive reshoots, that so far the 6 different cuts of the movie have tested really poorly with audiences. It does not bode well for this film. Now, the trailer itself gives me a little hope because, like I said, especially the second half of the trailer, it feels more like Star Wars than anything The Last Jedi did. But I just keep going back to, they've done so much damage to the franchise in episodes 7 and 8. Less so much in 7, but episode 7 was good on its own merit, but it was weakened because of what happened in The Last Jedi. And if you like The Last Jedi, that's fine, and that's your choice. But from the story elements, there's just things that just haven't flowed well. So, something I didn't like from the trailer, I was really the whole C-3PO moment where he's kind of talking kind of melancholy there, and he says, I want to take one last look at my friends. And I was like, C-3PO, are you really that close to these guys? I mean, we've only ever seen you in any extended time with Poe, I guess. Do you even know who Rey is? I don't get it. And same thing with R2-D2. I mean, but that's fine. It is what it is. They're obviously bringing back Emperor Palpatine. His voice can be heard in the trailer, talking about how, your biggest weakness is coming together, whether that means the rebellion coming together or Kylo and Rey coming together to fight him. Look, the bottom line is that it's going to be interesting to see what happens with how they handle Palpatine's return. I'm a big fan of Return of the Jedi. I love how Return of the Jedi ends with Vader sacrificing himself to save his son, and through that, his son allows him to be redeemed at the cost of his own life, at the cost of Vader's life, Anakin's life. If Palpatine's still alive, how does that? To me, that weakens what happened, and I've always felt that Return of the Jedi was such a perfect ending to the story saga, and this is coming from me as someone who's a big fan of the what's now called the Legends books, but I love the Timothy Zahn trilogy, the Thrawn trilogy, and the Kevin J. Anderson the Jedi Academy series right after that. I really liked a lot of those books, but what I liked about them is they continued the story, but from a cinematic standpoint, I was perfectly fine with where it was left. There was a lot of closure, and so Episode 9 is gonna. So there's several articles going around the internet right now, and one of them is actually titled, "Can Episode 9 stick the landing? Can J.J. Abrams stick the landing for this film and for this saga?" They've said multiple times it's the end of the Skywalker saga, which is interesting because Luke is dead. Obviously, Anakin is dead. Ben Solo, or Kylo Ren, is a Skywalker in the sense that his grandfather is a Skywalker, but his father is Solo. So this whole Rise of Skywalker title, what does it mean? And if it's really the end of the saga, how can it be the end of the Skywalker saga if all the Skywalkers are? Well, let me say that. If it's the end of the Skywalker saga, all the Skywalkers have to be gone, right? Doesn't that make sense? So, I'm so confused as to how this is going to play out and what's going to happen here. And again, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give the trailer, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a good trailer. I really liked the musical score in it. They didn't show any plot elements, and J.J. Abrams is notorious for not showing plot elements in his trailers for either TV shows or movies he's done. I mean, think back to the Star Trek trailer, the launch trailer in March of 2009 for the reboot of the Star Trek franchise. That third trailer won awards. It's one of the best trailers ever made for a movie, and it still holds up to this day. It's a fantastic trailer, but it was fantastic because of the pacing, the editing, and just the overall the musical score in it. It showed you enough to get you interested in, like, hey, this isn't your dad's Star Trek. This isn't naval, like naval warfare, like submarine warfare. This has got a little more action to it. It's got a little more rock and roll to it. So and I think J.J. Abrams was heavily involved in the making of this trailer and directed it so that it would get people more interested and get them maybe to buy tickets. So I know tickets went on sale either today or maybe last night after the trailer dropped. I haven't bought mine yet. I will, like I said, I will go see it. Star Wars is such a huge part of my life, and that people say, "Oh, that's sad." It's, fictional things, a big part of your life. I enjoy the story, and I enjoy the settings, and I enjoy the universe that George Lucas created. And I don't know if Disney is if they have the right people involved going forward. I think Dave Filoni would be a fantastic person to run Lucasfilm. I think he would do a tremendous job because he understands what the fans want. It's not that everything has to be about fan service either, but there has to be a respect for what was created. So anyway, those are kind of just my raw thoughts on the trailer. I saw it for the first time last night, and I watched it again right before I left work, and I'm not going to say I'm optimistic about the movie, but I feel better about it today than I did 2 days ago. I'm still really worried about the whole reshoot aspect of it. And we know what happened with the Justice League, even though I'm more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan, but I still like the DC movies and the DC comics. We know what happened with the whole reshoots there, and going back a long ways, you have to go back to the what's the movie that takes place on Mars? John Carter, the whole John Carter thing. So anyway, well, my kids are coming out here. I got to pick them up, so I better turn this off. Thanks everybody for watching the video, and we'll talk to you later.